All right. I am live after the debate, watching Trump winning. Uh, it was just awesome. It was awesome. Now, here's the thing with debates, you have people that they are. They take this stuff way too serious. Okay, these are people that have never done anything in their lives politically. They they just vote, and they don't even vote for Congress most of the time. Uh, but they're happy to be out there, and they they'll sit there and they analyze. They think they're Washington D.C. pundits for like a day. It's absolutely, I don't know. I've dealt with these people forever, and it's just it's what it is. What it is. Um, my microphone contraption is falling apart. I mean, I've got more money spent on this thing for it not to work right. Anyway, so, and why is it falling off its perch? Hello, is it working now? I hope so. Is it working over here? It's not. It's not working over here. I don't know why. Is it working now? It is. I unplugged my microphone because I'm a jabroni. But I'm not a jabroni like The Rock, who truly is a jabroni after endorsing Joe Biden, who, oh, I think it just went off. Son of a gun, did it really? Did it just go off? No, there it is. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So we're back. Anyway, people take it way too serious. It's I don't know what to say about. I mean, I don't know why they do it. I don't know the psychology behind it. I just know that it happens. Um, Gosh, I wish I could play music in the background, and they won't let me. They won't let you have any fun anymore. Have you noticed that? You can't have any fun anywhere at any time anymore. It just sucks. Oh, that was a big yawn. Uh, Here I am trying to find something I could put on the background. I know you're not supposed to have background noise, but I just want to have something I can watch. Uh, the Xbox sounds like a freaking jet engine getting ready to take off all the time. Let's see if I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm just gonna turn it off. I think that did it. Anyway, boy, it got louder in here then. Holy moly, I didn't realize how loud that was. Anyway, you got all these people, and they completely are eaten up with study. I mean, they get down, they will study the fingernails of a candidate. I mean, somehow they will find out what they ate for lunch, when the last meal they had. I mean, these people are so obsessive. If you've never been around these types, either A, you are this type, which, it sucks for everybody else, or B, you're very lucky. Uh, I can't even begin to describe how obsessive it is. So what I predict is they're going to say everything Trump did wrong. They're going to say that he looked childish. They're going to say that he threw a tantrum. That there's nothing constructive that went on about the debate. They're going to miss the fact that Trump completely That was his complete strategy, is to make Biden break. And he did it by putting the pressure on. It was pressure on, pressure on, pressure on, pressure on, pressure on. He did a great job of it. Biden managed himself pretty well. Biden, I don't know. I mean, old Biden, when I say old Biden, like from the first time he ran for president or second time he ran for president, I like to have seen him in this. Uh, this this Biden, everybody kind of expected him to be ready to go to bed. Uh, not be able to complete the debate, I guess. He did. He completed it. I mean, he did his job. Few times this year, he reverted to calling Trump names, like clowns, so that. I don't think that matters today. I don't think it matters anymore. I think it'll matter to the people that take this stuff to the extreme. What I do think, the main thing to walk away from, the main thing to listen for tomorrow, and Rush Limbaugh will have this. Just he has a perfect breakdown. God bless Rush. He's the best. The main thing is that Trump, and this is something I identified early. I'm very proud, very glad to see Trump do this, is that he brought up the impeachment. Nobody has said anything. Think about this. The president of the United States was impeached. The party that in power impeached him didn't mention it during the entire convention they had. What? I mean, obviously that shows that they're scared of something. And I would continue to bring up impeachment. And that's what they want to do. I mean, look, you don't. There's so many things I could go into, so many analogies, like jumping ship right now with the whole coronavirus stuff. You don't want to change course, all this other stuff. No, the thing to focus on is that Trump, he's picked up on this, and that's why he keeps bringing up Hunter Biden. You remember, Donald Trump was impeached off of a hearsay conversation he had on the phone. Somebody didn't like a phone conversation he had, a one-sided listener. And the reason why the whole thing got started was because of Hunter Biden. And Trump had heard, whatever they were trying to say, whatever the Democratic narrative was that Trump was trying to knock out Biden because run for president. You can see tonight that was not necessary. I mean, that's just completely stupid. Trump does not need a gotcha thing to be. I'm so sick of politics. I mean, they're all about this gotcha, and it's just stupid. It's so stupid. You don't have a gotcha. And I'll tell you something else. I'm tired of Republicans and Democrats running around like it's a freaking football game. It's my team versus your team. Nobody cares. There's no table for debates. I mean, my own saying is that, for instance, I don't like super majorities in legislative houses. I think it makes your side lazy. They forget their ideals. Sometimes they see success in passing legislation. And whenever you see success in passing legislation, you see tyranny served for dinner. Okay. And it's served as as French fries with extra ketchup. Like, you don't know it's there, but that's just what happens. It's a growth of government. You do not need it. The greatest government would be they just showed up one legislative session and said, "We're not going to do anything this year." I mean, I think we'll survive, and I guarantee you they will. I guarantee you. Anyway, sorry, that's a whole nother soapbox moment for me. But back to Hunter Biden. So, they said that Trump did all this stuff because, he can't beat Joe. Come on, my gosh. My grandmother could beat Joe, and she's been dead for 15 years. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. Anyway, uh, you can't. Hunter Biden is a loser. All right, he's not a loser as in like just a loser person. Just the whole topic of Hunter Biden is a loser topic. All right, Hunter Biden is probably a really cool dude. I mean, he goes out and I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's living the rock star life. He's doing cocaine. He's screwing chicks. I mean, the guy screwed his dead brother's wife at his funeral, at his brother's funeral. Is that not weird? I mean, that's not cool. I mean, I take all that back, but it's like there's something rock star. Like you expect to hear, like, that was the thing that Motley Crue band member did in the '80s. Something crazy like that that never happens anymore. That's what that sounds like, and that was like what 3 years ago. Uh, it's absolutely insane. So there's no reason that I would worry about uh there's no reason why Trump should worry about any of that stuff. That's why the whole impeachment is a farce. That's the whole reason why you saw the Democrats like talk about impeachment. I think it's good for Trump to talk about it. I would continue to bring it up. This whole thing, moving on to like this whole thing about like Trump's taxes, that's not the stupidest ass thing I've ever heard in my life. One, if anybody should be upset, it should be upset that Trump paid $750. Which isn't even true. That's not even true. That's after he paid his taxes. He owed an extra $750, right? I mean, it's so weird to me. I don't know. You look at the polls. There's no undecided voter. There's nobody who's going to go out to the polls and say, "Hey, I'm going to vote, but I don't know who I'm going to vote for yet." If you don't know who you're going to vote for, exercise your constitutional right and don't vote. All right? Don't get there and decide in the last 25 feet who it's going to be that you're going to end up voting for. You should know before you get there. If not, if you're a dude, you might need to talk to a doc about getting changed over. All right? If you're a chick and you don't know, well, chicks, supposed to be always indecisive. I'm not going to go there. It's just don't sit there and say, "Oh, I don't know," especially for president of the United States. And you don't let people bully you into this crap about like, "Oh, if you don't vote, you don't have a right to say anything." You most certainly do. You have a constitutional right to stay home and not do anything if you want to. I mean, that's what's so great about having rights. They're given to you by your creator. That is you. They are the idea of free will is the greatest concept ever. I mean, everything's based off that. So I don't know what's happening. Again, you look at the polls, and I've never seen the undecided at such a low number, and I really do think it's like 3%. If I could talk and type at the same time, I'd look this up real quick. Let's see, what is this, election 2020? Polls. Oh, no, here we go. All right. What polls say about 2020 race? New York Times. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm not going to listen. Yeah. Some of these polls. Oh, I love the BBC. That's what I want. I'm going to go to the BBC. I've not seen a BBC poll before. That's what I want to see is what the British polls say. Let's see here. Poll. Scroll down. I hate having to read. I mean, I don't hate having to read, but I hate having to read to get to like hear this graph I'm looking for. Okay, they say that Biden has 50%. Gosh, I don't. And Trump has 43%. That is so weird. So that means 7% are undecided. It's impossible for Trump to win at that point. It's absolutely impossible for him to win. I don't even know why we're having this, right? Let's see here. Trend. What is Who says individual poll numbers? You want to see what the polls? How do I move this thing? Well, I'll tell you what, it's sad. You can tell everything's gone to iPhones. You get on a real computer, you're sitting around acting like, what's this? I don't know what this is. USC Dornsife? Never heard of it before in my life. They have 5,260 likely voters, which is interesting. 51-43. Biden. So your Harvard Harris. I haven't heard of any of these polls. ABC News, Washington Post. That's a traditional poll. It's 54-44. Golly. I don't even know what the... there's too many likely voters in all these. You know what? These are rolling polls, I bet. Rolling polls they don't work either. Rasmussen's 47-46 with 2% undecided. I believe that, and that just feels right. Okay, let's see. We're undecided in all these. Economist YouGov, 3.6% undecided, 4% undecided on ABC Washington Post. The Hill Harris X, 1.9% undecided. These are all within the margin of error. So that means that there's zero undecided. Now, American politics is, let's see, what is it? I always say it's about 35% Democrat, 35% Republican, and you have 30% that are in the middle. They're the undecided vote. So if you have a energized base, you're getting 35% of the vote just for going out there. You're looking for 15% plus one to get elected. All right. So it just so happens that out of that 30%, they kind of lean one way or the other. You're not really getting them to lean out. The only thing you really do is like you have some people that are like, I'd be okay if, Mitt Romney won. And if it were like Mitt Romney versus Joe Biden, you'd have a lot of Democrats probably be like, it doesn't really matter this time. And they stay home. That's how you change up the numbers traditionally. But this one, Trump has got everybody on fire. And I really do. This last one here, 51-43. I've got to start paying attention to these things, man. That thing's got me going. There's just something to that, which I don't know. I mean, maybe it's accurate. I remember last time I found the LA Times poll, and that was the one that ended up being dead on right. I have a friend of mine who's a Democrat, and he was just railing in on me about Trump and how he can't win, and it's all these polls and everything else. I said, well, there's one poll I really do like, and it was the LA Times, and it had Trump up. And he was like, oh my gosh, that is a fake poll. That is so pathetic. I mean, he just wrote it down about how wrong it was. I was like, I don't know. We get in there, you read the numbers. They're actually, I like the way they test and everything else. And this comes from experience of doing these things. Oh, Labrador just came walking in. You know what? We all just elect a puppy. They do just as good of a job. Speaking of electing a puppy, that just made me think real quick. It's like, you think the president and having his finger on the button. Nobody is saying that about Joe Biden. That's all they used to say about Donald Trump. Do you really want Joe Biden to have his finger on the nukes? I mean, that just seems... Okay, let's see here. Seems like, oh my gosh, they have Texas down as a battleground state, which just annoys me. They have Georgia as a battleground state. So see, all these states that aren't battleground states, they have them down as battleground states. Nevada, that's still... New Hampshire, I think that's fine. New Hampshire, there's a lot of voter fraud last time that no one ever talks about. Now, your traditional, like the ones that shouldn't be battleground, is something like a Wisconsin and Michigan. Iowa definitely shouldn't be a battleground. Pennsylvania shouldn't be. Virginia, I recently went to Virginia and drove 250 miles from Southwest Virginia up into it, and I saw nothing but pine trees the whole time. I mean, it is so sparse. It's really not fair for the rest of the state that this little teeny tiny metropolitan area controls it. That's not how the founders. I mean, Thomas Jefferson would be just flipping out. Florida. I love how Florida is always a battleground state. Florida is a battleground state because you have so many old people that come down from New York that every election the numbers change because they die. All right, let's see here. Well, they still don't have. Let's see. Where's your? How about Click, North Carolina? This BBC has just failed. This is what happens when you have taxpayer television. But basically PBS. Anyway, but tomorrow I look to see it'll be Trump was a bully. I bet you that'll probably be what it goes to. Trump beat up your grandfather. That's how they're going to advertise it as. So just get ready for it. But the fact of the matter is that Trump, he won. He won this debate because you know why? He showed that he's a man. He showed that he's not scared of anything. He went straight to it, and he brought the fight to him. Yeah, I mean, you see Trump tonight, and he is not taking crap from Vladimir Putin. Okay, what you talk about, the biggest cockamamie. Like, I mean, I think that they compared him. Yeah, I think that they brought that whole lie, that whole facade, which is it's true. I mean, it's a facade at this point. It's been proven. They brought that whole thing up because liberals see Putin as like this great leader guy, like, you know, this man's man, but he's a commie at the same time. And they can't figure out how that works out because if you ever see all these like little Antifa looking dudes, they're all a little like, you know, pasty white pixie sticks. I mean, they look like they've been injecting bleach or something. Oh gosh, that was Biden said that about Trump. I mean, how stupid. Oh my gosh, these freaking morons. I mean, plain language they can't understand. I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm gonna get out of here, and unless I have a rant because I can't sleep or something. Anyway, let's see if I can find any riots on TV. Those are always, or on YouTube. Those are always fun. Be good to each other. Peace, love, dope, all that good stuff. Bye.